somewhat louder, just in case anyone hears. I'm actually, my heart is really heavy just watching women waddling in with their swollen bellies into this building, something that I've seen women do, at different sites, but never at that gestation, and it's just crushing. I just feel so crushed right now, like as if I didn't know, but yet I do. But to witness it visually is it's something else. So once again, my name is Vanessa Tedesco, and today I come to tell you how abortion has been quietly following me my whole life. At one point, it tried taking my own life, and it was during a youth group meeting at the age of 16 that my mother revealed that she was considering having an abortion when she found out that she was unmarried, in college, and pregnant with me. What saved my life was a school paper on social issues. She realized what is done to a baby in an abortion and had a change of heart and mind. Not too much longer, I succumbed to the temptations of young love and found myself 17 and pregnant. To my surprise, I was asked by both my child's grandmothers if I was going to keep the baby. In shock, I said, of course. Abortion peered her head for only a short moment. But there she was again, trying to take my baby, who I loved so much, away. She couldn't get me the first time. Maybe she could get my baby boy. She lost. 8 years later, a mother of 5, I found myself sad, alone, faithless, hopeless, unloved, and unappreciated. I was still a young mother, and from my window looking out into the world, I convinced myself that there was actually a better way out there. That meant leaving my marriage and assuming that as long as I was happy, my kids would be fine. Little did I know abortion would come slithering her way in and finally accomplishing her goal. Not long after leaving my husband did I find myself in a new relationship. The euphoria of a new love brought a sense of freedom. It made me believe that what I am doing must be right. I had my husband begging to have me back, and a new boyfriend that put me on a pedestal. Being desired in that way can be intoxicating, and like any drug, it clouds your reality and will make you do things you didn't think you were capable of doing. Not much longer, I would find myself pregnant by my boyfriend and still married to my husband. At first, I was okay with it, but I felt like I was losing control of what I thought were options in my life. Abortion made her way into my life again. She promised me more choices. She promised me relief. She promised me that I wouldn't have the tangible proof of my transgressions. And she promised me that my life could go back to the way it was. I was panicking, so I listened. I made my way to Planned Parenthood. I had never heard of a pregnancy crisis center, nor did I know there was an active pro-life movement that could help guide me in my decision. There were no people praying outside the clinic. I often wonder, what would I have done had there been people outside offering me help? Sadly, no one was, and I will never know. I was always aware of what abortion entailed, but in my panic, I managed to forget it, along with the developmental stage of my baby. I was 11 weeks pregnant. I spoke with the nurse, or at least someone in scrubs. As tears ran down my cheeks, I told her my situation, and I specifically said, I believe in God, and I feel this is wrong. Suddenly, abortion had a tangible face and an audible voice. She told me she didn't believe in God, but if she did, that she believes that He would understand. I already had 5 kids. I spoke with another person that explained the procedure, but all of that is a blur. While I felt I had no choice, I was hoping to be stopped. Abortion had a monetary price, and in order to kill my baby, it would be a grand total of $600 for her life. I knew that I could not afford that, and I proceeded to walk out only to be stopped by the initial woman in scrubs. She could reduce the cost to $300. I settled for killing my baby at $300. I came in the next morning, and there was still no one outside the clinic praying or offering abortion-minded women help. Throughout the years, I had seen protesters along the main road, and I often asked God, why were there none when I went in? The doctor or nurse who came into the abortion never introduced herself, An ultrasound was started, and I wanted to see the image of my child so I could have a change of mind. As I peered my head up, she quickly turned the monitor away. Abortion won. She finally won her battle over me, and the casualty was my daughter. Her promises were empty. My freedom to choose became my shackles. Despair, regret, grief, and wanting to die became the chains I carried with me. My abortion brought me as much relief as the empty water jug quenches thirst. The tangible proof of my affair was ripped out of my body, yet her existence remained. Abortion lied when she said my life could return to the way it was. As my life further spun out of control, abortion left and took her promises with her. It's been 8 years and not one day goes by that I don't think about what I did to my child, who I hope to meet one day. Healing is a daily process. I've had 3 more children since, and I met with bittersweetness at every ultrasound, especially when I meet the 11-week mark. Sadly, just last month, I lost another baby. In trying to avoid the 11-week mark, I never got to hear my baby's heartbeat, which had stopped weeks before. This is how abortion never leaves me. But my solace is in God's greater plan for me, and that my 2 saints in heaven are wrapped in our Heavenly Father's arms. That He has forgiven me for something that I am so sorry for. It is through many prayers that I can speak up and defend the unborn. And it is through your prayers and presence that reach into the hearts of many hurting women that feel that abortion is their only real choice. You may never know of the lives you have saved through your prayers. But if I can be living proof of God's greater mercy, know that your prayers are being answered in His time. Thank you.
Oh my. Well, we are now at the close of our kickoff. And I hope that what you have gotten here today is some inspiration, some purpose. I want you to take away, when you leave here today, I want you to pray, and I want you to ask yourself, what is mine to do? Is it here? Is it speaking at work? Is it talking at your school? Wherever it is, your family. What is yours to do? Because we all have a place. Vanessa found her place. I found my place. Dr. Tom Schallenberger and his family have found a place. Please don't let this just end here today. If you haven't been here to pray before, please go to the vigil calendar, or just come whenever you can come out. On the table, I have some resource brochures here. These are the ones that I put out the last campaign, but they have basically all 3 of the local pregnancy centers that offer some medical care and ultrasounds. If you open it inside, there is a hotline number. It talks about the